welcome back. This is a new lesson related to the project management principles. And in this lesson, we will look at the second principle, which is create a collaborative project team environment. So let's have a look what this team is about. Let's have a look at the team. When we look at teams, we have in fact teams composed of people with different skills, knowledge and expertise. Bringing those people together is very important because we want to have that diversity of skills, knowledge and expertise. People who don't have so much expertise may or will learn from people with more expertise. They will gain more skills and, of course, more knowledge. When we look at project teams and we compare them with individuals working on their own, when we see a team that can work collaboratively, it is very important for them because it will help them to accomplish a shared objective more effectively and efficiently. Now, let's have a look at the other elements of the team. Project teams deliver projects. Teams are doing the work, not individuals. When we look at teams, they can work in their own local culture, but they are still part of the organization, which is specific organizational culture and guidelines. When you work in a team, you create your own environment, but you're still part of the larger organization. And that's very important to understand. When we look at a collaborative team, when we have a collaborative team environment, we facilitate, for example, the alignment with other organizational cultures and guidelines, with a learning environment for individual and the team. We create that learning environment, like I said before. People with less experience, less skills and knowledge, they will learn from the people who have that knowledge, those skills and the expertise. And of course, we have an optimized delivery of the desired outcomes. An interesting part to consider is what we call team agreements. Teams can be simple, complex, small or large, but when we look at teams, whatever their size or complexity, it is very important to create a charter at the start of the project. Now, that charter at the start of the project may evolve over the duration of the project. Like everything, we have a starting point, but it's not a fixed point. That things can change when we see that there are improvements to be made or elements that we add to improve collaboration within the team. The agreements, they set the working rules and the behavioral parameters of the people within the team to ensure cooperation and commitment. Organizational structures are also very important. We look at the organizational structure of the organization and the project team. What is the organization structure of the project team? Now we have to tailor and implement structures to help improve the project performance. It's not necessary to implement or to define a very complex structure. We have to see that the structure is in fact helping the project completion, the project performance. When we look at some examples of organizational structures that are good to improve collaboration, we can consider a clear definition of roles and responsibilities. Roles and responsibilities assigned to the team members is very important so that everybody exactly knows what to do, what is expected from them. We have to look at the allocation of employees and vendors into the project teams. Employees and vendors are very important. The employees will be probably the users of the project, and the vendors are supplying the needs, the products, the goods, the materials, or the expertise for the project. We can include formal committees tasked with specific objectives. So we can have some specific committees that will be assign specific objectives that are necessary to be dealt with. And we have standing meetings that regularly review a given topic. So there are meetings that we have to plan, for example, risk management meeting, planning meetings, and so on. The topic is fixed and the people know what to expect. When we look at processes and project management are very powerful tools, or processes and process management are very powerful tools, and they ensure repeatability of success. The idea is that a good process results in a good outcome, and we have to manage those processes. We have to measure how they're going, we have to see how we can optimize them, and they can be defined for any task. We can have a process to create a work breakdown structure, to have a task board, a task description, and so on. Creating processes for this or these different tasks, it gives a guidance to the people, and people will be doing the things in the same way. Now, it doesn't mean that we always have to do it in the same way. We can change the process, but as long as the process has been defined and is existing, we in fact execute the process as it was designed. When we find problems, when we find improvement, we will change the processes. Authority, accountability, and responsibility for the teams. Well, first of all, authority means that the people have the right to make decisions, allocate funds, establish or change procedures, and expend funds. Very important, that's what authority is about. Accountability is being answerable for an outcome. You cannot share or delegate accountability. When you delegate work, you still are accountable for the work that is done by the people to whom you delegated the work. Responsibility is the condition to be obligated to do or fulfill something. You can share responsibility. Authority, accountability, and responsibility are very important elements within the team. So we are at the end again of this lesson. You're doing a great job. Let's continue with the next lessons, and our next lesson is about the third principle, which is effectively engage with stakeholders. It was great to see you here. So let's meet in our next lesson. Thank you and bye-bye.